Welcome back to Art Studies at CQ University. Today I'm here with Amber Countryman, and Amber's currently studying visual arts with us. Amber, what qualification are you currently studying?
Diploma in visual arts, yeah.
Okay. And can you maybe please tell us what was your main motivation in coming to study the diploma with us?
Well, I started this at the certificate level, and I've worked my way up to the diploma. And I just, I'm obviously interested in art and the creative industries, etc., and wanted to learn a little bit. And starting at certificate level, getting that taste of, different skills and what have you, I really just wanted to keep going because I can see the value in what you guys teach here and the way you teach it.
Right.
And so, I can see the value in it for me personally, so very keen.
So the Certificate 3 was a really good stepping stone to the diploma qualification for
Yeah,
you?
for me it was an introduction, and also getting back into study. Obviously I'm mature age now, so to do it gently that way worked for me.
Okay, yeah. Look, I know outside of your studies you're a busy mum and that you're also a practising artist, and that particularly this year there's been quite a few engagements with local councils and things like that. Have you found that the diploma and maybe working part-time work together? How have you juggled all of that?
Well, I'm doing the diploma part-time, and so I obviously work part-time, and then, children will always be there and be the priority, but I find the flexibility with being able to do it part-time, also the flexibility in the way you guys have arranged assessments and things like that. And if I'm having an issue, I can just have a chat. You guys aren't intimidating at all, so I feel very comfortable dealing with you guys.
Oh, that's good.
The flexibility has made it possible.
Great. I'm pleased to hear that.
Yeah.
And I mentioned just earlier that you've had quite a few opportunities that have happened locally for yourself as a professional artist. Can you tell us a little bit about some of those projects? I'm sure our audience would be keen to hear maybe some little bit of information about you, but also how it might be connected to your study. So, people come from all walks of life with a whole range of different experiences prior to study. And I think there's some interest in there for some of those who are watching.
Yeah, okay, so if I want to just go backwards a little bit, currently working on a project for the Rockhampton Regional Council, Tropicana Sustainability Expo. I've kind of built a reputation as an environmental artist around here, so they've engaged me to create an entry statement for that. And then the most recent one since then is the CQ University Village Festival down at the beach, where I had a temporary installation, and that was very successful. But if I could just talk about that installation as art, before I came to study here, I probably wouldn't have considered that art as such.
Right, okay.
But being forced to learn art history and things like that, which I wouldn't have without prompting from you guys, looking into things like conceptual art and different ways to get the message that I want to put out, different ways to do that and be considered art. And because of this, that has been really successful. So I'm very appreciative of that. So thank you.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Amber. I'm pleased to see that there is a connection between your studies, and presumably there should be. The courses are designed so that there's an integration of a range of different elements. If someone is looking maybe to be a painter or a drawer or a public artist, or depending on the studio application, there's often a sense that people have to learn techniques, and it's all about techniques. And of course the craft of what you do is very important. It gives you the ability to be able to communicate in the way that you want. But I think people underestimate the significance of things like design, basic colour theory, art history and drawing. And in a course like the Certificate 3 or the Diploma, there's an opportunity to see how they all interrelate. And I think working through them concurrently gives you that ability to see how they do inform each other. There's kind of real synergies there, and theory isn't just another kind of component of a course, but it actually affects the way that you think about what you're doing with your own practice.
Yeah, and if I'm allowed to say, I mean, you guys do printmaking, painting, silversmithing, theory. None of those are my choice of career. And drawing, but I've taken something from each of those subjects and have been able to implement it into my practice in ways that I never thought. And even just the general advice and the things we talk about on the side of assessments. And if I've got a question about something in my arts practice, I know who I'm going to ask. You know, so it's not just, to be honest, about the assessments and the subjects in particular. There's a whole lot of other information and things in there that are very valuable to me personally, and I'm sure to others who are into 3D sculpture. But you know, it's not offered here, but it doesn't matter because there's so much within the course that is valuable, and you can take those bits out that you need. So
That's great. That's great. If that's the way it's working for you, then presumably that the course is working nicely for you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
If you were talking to a friend on the weekend and, you know, maybe over a cup of coffee or something, they noted an interest in the visual arts and what might they do next, would you have any advice
I
for
actually
them?
had this conversation yesterday with somebody. And to be honest, I brought up the short courses.
Right.
And I said, look, if you want a taste, do a short course and you'll be hooked because for me personally, the practical skills of what happens here, that's the exciting stuff. And it just really, you get to meet everybody and be in a room where everyone's passionate about what you're doing and what you're learning. And that's my suggestion, is jump in and do a short course and, go from there because I think you get to see the value in it straight away that way, yeah.
The only hazard is it gets under your skin and before you know it, that's all you want to do.
Yeah, that's true, but is that bad? I don't think so.
Look, Amber, thank you so much for coming in to chat to us about your experience with the diploma course, and naturally we wish you all the best, and I can see great things in your future, and keep on going with what you're doing.
I appreciate that, thank you.
Cheers, Amber, thank
cool.
you.